Hi again guys, so we've got another Gran Turismo 6 top speed tune for you today, and this time it's for the brand new Peugeot Vision Gran Turismo car. So you want your racing soft tyres as usual. For suspension, we've rounded off the springs to 14 and 1060. Dampers and anti-roll to 4. Camber is only on 1 for this one because it already handles really well. We've got neutral toe. For the gearbox, we want the highest possible auto setting, then we've rounded off the gears to 4350, 2685, 1860, 1360, 1045 and 850 with a final drive of 2.7. For the diff, low initial torque. Obviously it's all-wheel drive, so wheel spin isn't as much of an issue, so you can increase that if you want. High acceleration and low braking. You can't upgrade the power, unfortunately, but do be sure to give it an oil change. And obviously you want your downforce as low as possible. Traction control is turned off as always. So this is a pretty sweet looking car, kind of unusual in that they chose to give the side windows an extreme tint, which makes the car look kind of weird if you have it in any colour apart from black or dark grey, because it makes it look like it doesn't have any side windows, which looks really odd. Pretty cool looking car though, from the front and from the back. From the back it actually kind of reminds me of a Porsche Carrera GT with the little pop-up wing and the overall stance of the car. But I think the overall design of this particular car kind of reminds me of a fusion between the Peugeot Oxia, which was a 1980s Peugeot supercar with a very similar specification actually, combined with the Citroën GT, that kind of fusion of those two designs. But that's just me. In terms of performance, to be completely honest, it's not as fast as I was hoping it would be. I am really glad though that Polyphony allowed us to tune the gearbox, because, I mean, for me, if you can't tune the gearbox, the car is useless to me. It means I'll probably never use it again. So the fact that you can tune it is brilliant. And it's not a slow car. I was hoping, considering it has 918 horsepower, weighs around the same as a Lotus Elise, I was hoping for, say, 280 or even 290 miles per hour cruising speed, which based on the other cars in the game wasn't too much to ask. But unfortunately the performance is more akin to something like the Aston Martin DP100. Very similar performance to that car, similar power, similar drivetrain layout, and both cars have a top speed in the high 250s. As you can see, cruises at about 256 on its own. Obviously you lose a bit of speed in the corners, but not too much. Handles extremely well on the curve, which is unsurprising for a very light all-wheel drive car. And in terms of draft potential, as you can see, you've got well over 1,000 RPM worth of slipstream potential, so you should easily get this car up around the 270, 280 mile per hour region with slipstream. And as always, if you do need it to do more than that, just extend your final drive a bit longer, as always. So put it down to, well, put it all the way down to 2 if you need it to do that much slipstream, but just adjust it as necessary, really. But overall, yeah, it's a pretty good car. I would say it makes a better track car than a top speed car, but still a very cool car overall. And if you're watching this close to the time that it was released, don't buy this car, because you don't need to. Just go into the seasonal events and you can win this car for free. Loads of people seem to spend 1 million credits on these new cars when you don't have to. So, I mean, if you want to buy it, feel free, but I don't see the point when you can win the car. So I hope you guys find this tune setup helpful. Hope you enjoy the car. And if you did find it helpful, feel free to subscribe. I put out new tunes every day. I put out new VGT and new car tunes as soon as they're released on the game. And as always, thanks for watching.